Here's the thing that I thought I knew, but really didn't when I first started Fernandez Fit. And that was, it's a hell of a lot harder to run a business than even I thought. Because there's so much to do that you do know. But there's also the idea of you don't know what you don't know. And it was one thing when I was working in a gym and I was struggling to get clients. So I wasn't making a whole lot of commissions in that regard. I think I was at 2 clients for the first 2 or 3 months that I started there. At least I could do other jobs, work front desk, other different assignments that needed to be done where I got paid a certain amount per hour. And so I at least could offset what I wasn't making in training in other ways and make it a little more doable. But when you start your own business and it becomes more than just a side hustle, it becomes your primary source of income. It becomes your primary source of paying the bills, of feeding your family, of putting a roof over their heads, building a life for them. Then it becomes next level real. Because you got to make money. But here's the thing that I had to quickly learn. If my focus going in was to make money, if that was the primary objective, at least in my mind, then I wasn't going to make money. Because I was looking at it strictly from a transactional sales perspective. I was trying to get this client to buy from me. And it doesn't work that way. It really doesn't. That's the gravy, if you will, on top of the real nice juicy steak. That's the cherry on top of the sundae. Being able to make a sale and make some money. But you have to approach it without the sale in mind. The approach has to be, how can I help this person? What can I do for them to solve their problem? Whether they chose to work with me or not was irrelevant. My objective was to address their problem and attempt to solve it. And with the hope that being done, that they would want to work with me one-on-one. But I had to learn that. It's real tough. You may know, I knew that. I mean, I have great coaches. They taught me, those types of things. But learning them and truly believing in them, implementing them on a daily basis, that's a different story altogether when you're struggling to get clients. Because at that point, in your mind, it's hard not to automatically default to, I need to make money. And I'm not saying that I got to a point where I thought I was just going to fold up shop and just go get another 9-to-5 W-2 job that defeated the purpose of all the work I had done and was doing in order to just go back right to where I was and probably end up in a worse spot than I had been. But the hard part was training my brain to focus simply on doing the work to help people. And then have faith in everything else falling into place. You may or may not know this about me, and the people closest to me know. But for the longest time, and even from time to time now, I get in my own way. I can't get out of my own head. The thought of just trying to help people and approach it from a position of service, of trying to help somebody. It's hard to maintain that mindset when on the other side of your brain, you're thinking about, I haven't made much money. I need to make some money. I need to make some sales. So it was one of those situations where I had to just keep focusing on what I needed to focus on. I needed to come from a mindset of abundance, believing that no matter how hard things get, I'm still in a great position to help people and ultimately help myself. Scarcity mindset's a real thing. I think we all go through it at some point in time or another. We don't believe we should be doing what we're doing, where we don't believe we're capable of doing what we're doing and being successful at it. But you keep plugging along. And I kept plugging along. And it's amazing how the mindset really starts to flip, starts to switch when you start helping people, start making some sales in the process, start bringing on more clientele, and you realize, okay, if I just continue focusing on the one thing, helping people, truly and genuinely wanting to help, I'll have faith in the fact that sooner or later the rest will fall into place. So I continued doing the work. And what comes of it is that you may solve one issue here and start realizing that you can do this and you can make sales and you can help people. But inevitably, there's more obstacles and more challenges that come your way. And they certainly did for me.